a separate department. But right now, and again, I want to make this so clear, I'm talking in the matter of how Flop views this. Flop is seeing this as, oh shit, well, you know, it's one thing to not open up the sheriff's office, but we can't even figure ourselves out right now. Right? And I think that that's the healthy alternative that Flop is seeing is, at this point, where we can't figure ourselves out in a lot of areas, how are we expected to essentially grow? But even if we did grow out, are we expected to make quicker grounds in resolving these situations? Probably not. A lot of the concerns have been getting brought up for a while now. So, but I don't know. I think my big takeaway from sort of just discussing, talking, and being vocal about how things have gone so far. Do I think that things could change? Sure. Do I think that the PD could be looser? Absolutely. It's an interesting conversation to have in character when people essentially say that they feel like they can't have a personality in the PD, right? And obviously that is a conversation that has happened in character. I think things can absolutely change, right? But overall, my big takeaway on Conflict RP is I think it is much more enjoyable when you actually view it as characters having disagreements and not as, you know, you're essentially your what was I saying? I just lost my train of thought again. I'm on 2 hours of sleep, dudes. If Flop gets shot outside PD, no. Who does Flop think should be the chief of police? That's a hard question. I don't really have an answer. Go to bed, streamer? Nah, not yet. Not yet. I got stuff we got to get through today, but it's all good. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think the big message and the big takeaway that I hope everyone remembers is that although yes, the PD is not in a great spot this second, it doesn't mean that it's never going to be in a great spot. I think a lot of it is trusting the process, and I think a lot of it is also understanding that conflict is good. And you know, it would be really funny to say that the PD, you know, would have detrimental issues this early on, but it definitely creates a very unique environment. I mean, I don't think that it's a bad thing. I think it's actually a really good thing. But I try and stay as optimistic as possible about this stuff, because the reality is that this is a video game and we're all here to create story and essentially have a good time. And I would hope that most people are. And I know, if anything, viewers, a lot of viewers, and granted, it could be the silent majority, it could be one or two, who knows? A lot of people really are taking the current, you know, situation of PD and 4.0, that this is all OOC, like down the shitter. This is it. I'm gonna call it, for lack of a better term, the Reddit mentality. But I do think there's more to this. And I think that trusting the process to see where it goes is exciting and healthy and cool. I don't know. When I get off stream, I don't grab my badge and get in my truck and start pulling people over. You know what I mean? I like when I get off my computer, that's the last I look at RP. That's the last I look at this. I don't lose sleep over doing this. And I don't think anybody should. All right, so
I got 27, 23.
attitude should be addressed into something that needs to. Oh God. Hold on. Hold on. We can have a vent in character right now. Oh my God. You guys could learn all about Flop Dugong. Woo! It'll be good. 125 radio check. Dispatch 125. I'm going to be up on Cassidy Trail. I have a meeting with Pixie. I should be Ocean King. I'm going to be 10-7 off radio for probably about 20-30 minutes. If I'm needed, feel free to call me. 10-9. I'm sorry, your radio cut out.
What is the context of the meeting?
Medical.
Make sure you're marked 10-7 blocks, alright?
Hey, Firm.
And you know, next time you go on a date, do it off duty.
No comment.
I get 27.6 CMC.
Oh, the fucking rain again. Jesus Christ. Where's the fucking rock, dude? Where's my rock?
Dispatch 13123, Chicken Factory.
Yeah, I'm scanning the rooftops. No moonshine, so I'm gonna check the inside.
Alright. 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 Sorry. But yeah, I don't know. I think my big takeaway is that people are willing to look at both sides and are just willing to understand that. I know that there's a lot of tension, and I know a lot of people have very strong opinions about what's going on. But at the same time, people, how do I say this? Everybody's passionate about seeing something succeed, right? Anybody will be passionate about something that they love to do. And I think a lot of people, like myself, love the PDRP. We love this environment. And I think a lot of people become very passionate about sort of where, you know, things are and where they'd like to see things go. But at the same time, we also, you know, play characters. And I think a lot of the passionate side of our characters is definitely skewed in different ways. So I don't know. I try and keep it as honest and open as possible.
Hello?
Hello, I texted you. I'm up at the rock right now. I probably have about 20 minutes, but that's about it.
Okay, which rock?
The rock. The one that we were at yesterday.
The alternative rock.
The alternative rock. Rock 2.0.
Okay, all right. I am heading up there right now.
Okay, perfect. I'll see you soon.
Right? Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Appreciate the honesty. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't know. I'm not a very hot-headed person when it comes to stuff. I like to think I'm pretty level-headed in the way that I treat things, right? And I think the big takeaway of the police department, and I think the big takeaway for roleplay and specifically for NoPixel, is that this is not my first rodeo. It's just not. I've been through 2 wipes. I've been playing on NoPixel for almost 5 years, if you could imagine that. I've seen the ups, I've seen the downs, I've seen the concerns, I've seen the loud voices, I've seen the drama, I've seen the threats. I've seen it all, right? And I think I'm a little bit more jaded to the current situation, and I think I'm a little bit more reasonable in my decision making, and I don't use my time as my bargaining chip. But I do think that it gives me an opportunity to be more level-headed in sort of the decisions and sort of the way that people view things right now. And I don't know. Roleplay is always going to have its ups and always going to have its downs. So. Bob tries to put his input, but sort of just goes with the flow. Well, yeah, I mean, right now, I don't know. What's up, Bam? How you doing? I mean, Zirny, that's sort of the focal point, right? But at the same time, this is where the issue comes in, right? The reason people feel stressed out OOC is because of decisions made IC. And what happens is those concerns then become the focal point. Because now, oh my God, we're looking at the person, not the character. But here's the reality, is that there's still more to that. My job and goal as a role player, I feel like my obligation as a role player, someone who is on NoPixel, is I want people to enjoy their time, right? Whether that be through conflict, whether that be through positive interactions, whatever the case may be. I want people to enjoy their time. If I'm able to give an opportunity to address your concern, I'm going to do it in character, right? That's what I want to do. That's not only what I want to do, that's what I need to do, right? It's easy to sit and hash things out and bring up why the concerns are there. But if we're able to figure out a way to create story and progress in character, then so be it. That's the goal, right? The goal is to work through those things. And if the inviting factor of having the conversation with Flop, because he's the comfort character, is the way that you do it, then, you know, hey, guess what? There's a reason I have Flop the way he is. There's a reason I've built him the way that he is. And there's a reason he's developed the way that he has. Kyle, I'm gonna be honest. It really isn't my concern or my interest to ask or have any interest as to where people's perspectives really are. I'm not gonna comment or have any, I guess, claim of awareness for how other people view things. But I can speak for myself and my own experience, right?
The rock I know.
It's a nice rock. It's got a little overhang. It's nice. It's pretty. There's a bridge.
Yeah. I like my rock though.
Your rock's better, but Your rock is also fucking wet right now.
It's not going to. New troubles, you know. I've been hearing shit that's been going on.
In terms of?
What Max is doing. He's all riled up or something. I don't know. Everybody's talking in code.
There's a lot going on. Tomorrow is going to be a very make or break day for a lot of people, I think.
Ooh, really?
Tomorrow is either going to be a really good day or tomorrow's going to be a really bad day.
Should I be on call for tomorrow?
No, because tomorrow I'm not going to be around. I am setting my barrier now because I'm going to be honest, Pixie. I'm the comfort. I'm the fluffy teddy bear. Everybody wants to come to me and express their concerns, and I'm okay with that. Hey, listen, you know, you want to bring it up, you want to come through, right? But I'm gonna be honest with you. Tomorrow, I'm not looking to entertain every single person. I'm not ready for it.
Oh, that's fair.
Simon with the tier 3 for 40 months. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Totally fair. I mean, that's what you have to do.
I don't know. First off, Pixie, how are you doing?
I'm great.
Thank you all for the subs, by the way. I do appreciate it. The support's been so insane. Thank you for everything. That's great.
Perfect. Everything's fine in my world. Work, personal life, everything's just perfect. No problems. So, yeah.
That's a lie. If you ever need therapy, give me a call. I can help.
No, I'm not gonna go to you for...
You don't think I give good advice?
I don't need advice.
Oh. Well, then come to me if you need a gun.
Don't tempt me.
I mean, you could honestly just pull out a knife and hold me up right now and take it.
No.
That seems to be the way for everybody else.
Jeez.
Anyway.
I will say though, I've made a friend, and it's Forte, and he's been a really good friend.
Can I ask a question?
What?
Can I ask you a professional question?
Sure.
Y'all tootin' and scootin'?
No. Nope. Not at all.
You sure?
I'm positive. I had a really interesting bad day a while back, and he basically dropped everything to make sure I was okay. And then we've been hanging out, so you know, we are not doing anything. We're not canoodling, which apparently somebody thinks that I was.
You're not doing the fuck?
No, we are not doing the fuck. We're doing the friend.
It is beneficial to have friends.
It's weird because there's a part of him that reminds me of Bryce. Just, you know, knows how to distract me and be goofy and, you know.
You know what's funny? I never thought about Forte like that until you said it.
He's a combination of, you remember Vincent Glass?
Holy, you know what's so funny?
If
He really is a, if Glass met Bryce.
if Glass and Bryce had a child, that's its forte. Yeah. I enjoy his company and we have really great talks and you know. Yeah, somebody already thought that I was just banging and I'm like, no. I'll give you some, you know, juicy stuff. I was interested in Barrick, and Barrick apparently thought that we were, Forte and I were fucking, so Barrick just started ignoring me. And I'm like, you dipshit, I'm not fucking him. What the hell?
Oh, Barrick
But
and his
apparently
jaded
he
fucking
still,
edges.
yeah, he still thinks that we're fucking, I think, because he doesn't talk to me at all. I'm like, apparently Barrick hates me. I don't know. I tried, but
He
now,
doesn't hate you. Barrick is just Barrick be big and tough. But when you take your finger and you poke him, he's like a memory foam mattress.
yeah, well, I was trying to get him to poke me, but apparently he's all like throwing a hissy fit because he thinks I'm fucking the Forte.
I'm sorry, is this therapy for me or you at this point? Hold on.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, oh, what about what's going on with you?
Well, I'm more interested in your shit now.
I mean, I guess it's therapeutic for you to hear other people's problems. How
I'm
messed
glad
up
to
it
know
is.
other people are having traumatic problems like not being fucked.
Well, I mean, I was sleeping with somebody who ended up he stabbed the doctor.
Oh, who?
Rod.
Long?
Yeah,
I gotta ask you, is he Rod long or is he Rod short?
he's average.
He's Rod average?
Yeah. Oh, you want to hear the best part of the Rod Long situation?
Sure.
So his wife was Izzy Carrington. She passed away.
What?
Yeah.
When the hell did she pass?
Like 5 years ago? Yeah. But, so you know who her dad was?
Mm-hmm.
Thomas Dwayne.
Uh-huh.
Thomas and I were together for a while.
Uh-huh.
So I pretty much kind of slept with my almost step.
So my
Some-
problems start with the PD. Overall, my concerns. Yesterday we had that meeting
Uh-huh.
with the captain. And it went, I don't even know. It was like a 5-hour meeting. And then there was a little cameo in the middle of the meeting where we had to catch a suspect who tried to flee on a bike and ate shit a block down the road, where I then took your statement.
No, you took Ed's statement.
Where I took Ed's statement in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I guess just, you know, we went back to the conversation and then it turned into a promotion and then it turned into a bunch of other things for somebody. A fuckload. It was a fuckload.
Who got promoted?
Alice did. She got promoted to a senior. Very well deserves. Alice listens and she's a good heart for the PD. I'm really happy that she got brought up, and we got to do her whole promotion. A lot of my things I was telling you about yesterday have sort of shed some light today, and yesterday after that meeting, Turner and I talked for about 4 or 5 hours,
God damn.
Yeah, it was a lot. It got heated at times. I brought up my concerns and I stood my ground for Forte. And I won't list names, but there are other people who also stood their ground and are willing to die on the hill for Forte. So I think
Good.
it was needed. It got brought up, and we all made it very vocal.
Good. I'm glad.
Outside of that, though, we just talked a lot about the PD. A lot of concerns, a lot of problems. The fact that we're policing ourselves more. Though I thought there was something really interesting that I'd love to bring up with you and I guess for lack of a better term, vent on for a minute. So I brought up a situation just in general with how, we have 3 shifts, right?
Right.
We have shift 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
In shift 1, 2, and 3, they all operate a little differently. And I was explaining to Captain Turner about some of the stuff that was going on. And he said, Flop, the way you're explaining it, you're making it sound like that there's a divide. We're UPD. And I had to explain to him that the culture is just not there in that way. And he said, well, what do you mean? And I explained to him, well, some people are just simply afraid to go into other shifts, and some people feel like other shifts operate way differently than other ones do, and people are picking their poison. And his response was, well, that can't be. Essentially was the long and short of it. Now, I know Turner's been on LOA, and I know that the intention, right? The intention is to not have a divide in shifts. But it's very interesting as a senior, because I'm the one that people come to per the chain of command to bring up their concerns and their complaints, right?
Right.
So everybody with 2 stripes in this police department all feel the same way, and all feel that a lot of people come to them with concerns. So what do we have that maybe the captains don't see? And it's not a bad thing that they don't see it. It's actually, that means that the chain of command is working properly, right? Because not everyone's going to the captains to complain. They're coming to us to complain. So we hear it from, 5 people, 6 people, 10 people, 12 people of concerns. Okay, well, sure. Couple bad eggs in the crowd, riling up more people than it should. But maybe there's some truth to it. Why would 11 people, 12 people be scared of something that, has only affected 4 or 5 people? And the reality is, what you get there, in my opinion, is essentially, I guess, where you formulate your culture, for lack of a better term, right? The culture of the PD is inherently different depending on when you're around. And I have had people tell me that they don't feel welcomed in some shifts. They don't feel welcome going to some areas. They're scared to go in some areas. They're scared to do their job. And I think it's very interesting to think that the only people who really, truly, Pixie, when I say truly see it, I'm talking in the field, feeling perspectives, seeing perspectives, reading emotion, understanding emotion, talking, interacting, and having those one-to-ones to really understand where people's, feelings are. It's the seniors. So when we come together and you know, just for sake of argument, myself, McNulty, and Ruby York and Bones just had a conversation with two captains about a situation that has come up beyond a dozen times, and we sat and we proposed it. The reality of the situation is that a lot of us had to really stand our ground on it, on the issue that was brought up, and we essentially had to say that, you know, we didn't hear this from one person. We're hearing this from everybody. It's not anyone's problem that they're feeling this way. This is just the culture that has been brewed, and people are formulated to sort of have these opinions and these feelings. And the issue is that because the captains are the final say, we sort of have this hard time coming to a lot of conclusions that people have. And I think the way McNulty explained the problem today was really good, because he was able to explain that, you know, the issue that was at hand was that this was a new system to solve a case, but really this is a trial run, and that it needs critiquing. But the reality is that the only reason it needs critiquing is because it has negatively affected the general population of the entire UPD. Pretty much what I'm getting at is this. A lot of what's going on right now is based and circled around a lot of us being the ones at the forefront getting the complaints, coming together, formulating the strong opinion that is, okay, this is across multiple shifts. This is how we really feel. This is how people really are feeling. Hey, here's a solution to the problem. We're seeing the problem. We want to offer change, but we feel like the change is being, I don't want to say neglected. I think today it was actually very healthy. I think we actually maybe struck interest today. But it leaves a lot to be, I guess, desired. And Pixie, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna fight to see this PD through till the very end if I can. But for lack of a better term, and I've used this analogy for multiple people now, and I'm gonna tell it to you. If everybody tells you, Pixie, that the pan is hot, and you continuously keep putting your hand on the pan, at what point do we just let you burn yourself?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are there specific, like, people that are just fueling the fire, though?
Yes. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second.
Oh, good.
Hey, I'm in therapy right now. Could I call you back?
Therapy. All right, yes. Finish up your therapy, and then I need to talk to you. I need to ask you a question about some stuff.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not lying. Actual therapy. Pixie's my
No,
witness.
I know. Pixie told me yesterday. It's okay.
All right. I'll
Right,
talk to you soon.
bye.
Bye-bye.
A licensed therapist.
I know. It was Etta.
Oh my god.
But to answer your question, yes. There are, I'm going to be honest, there are a couple people who are speaking louder than others. And it's very easy to get everyone in a room to hear them out. However, when you actually look at a lot of the systems in place, the concerns are valid. And even if they're not valid, the fact that the general population of the police department is seeing through a lot of what is being said and taking a lot of it in. As McNulty said today, puts a lot of, it leaves room to believe that there is a truth somewhere in the middle. Why is everyone feeling this way? Right? Why is everybody feeling this certain way? And the reality is that it is essentially because people are a product of their environment. And in this case, people are seeing the environment and they're trying to learn how to essentially survive in the conditions that it is in. Audio shouldn't be mixed up. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Drastic things need to happen to get change, and there are people, like, we had problems with the hospital long ago. There was always a couple people who kept talking in people's ear, causing everybody to be upset. Didn't want to work, you know. There's everybody was miserable. When those people are gone, everything's fine. Of course, there's concerns and stuff, and people are like, this sucks. And it's like, yeah, but you know, we're here for a reason, and everybody gets along, and yeah, we trudge on, you know? It's not too bad. And we figure out solutions, and everybody's happy. But there's always like a couple of people, no matter how much truth there is, that are always riling other people up, making it miserable for everyone. And those people need to be handled. Especially the ones that put their fucking foot down and been like, this is the right thing to do and this has to happen. Like, fucking just let it go.
I mean, I'll be honest. There's people in the police department who, you know what? I'll even back up for a second. I have been working quite literally single-handedly, working my ass off to address issues and find resolutions for them. But it's got to be one thing at a time, right? I am one person.
Yeah.
I have one mouth, one brain, two sets of hands, and two fucking feet. And there is only so much I can do with all that. And I will have people come up to me and they want to talk about their frustrations. And I have no problem with that. Sure. Talk to me. What's going on? What is on your mind? And I'll be told, I'm at the point where I'm going to quit because these 15 things need to be fixed. Also, bring back some experienced officers now, or we're all in the shitter, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, listen, dude, there's concerns and then there's actual criticism. What the fuck are you saying? The issue, the issue that I run into is that I resolve what I can within reason, and I will continue to resolve what I can within reason as it comes to me. But there's only so much that I can do as one person, and I am very much at a point. I'm pretty much at a point where I'm going to continue doing what I can. But I very much do feel as if people don't see it that way.
No, I understand that.
I don't know.
I understand that because I've had people coming to me complaining about like this needs to happen, and it's like I can't, like I can only do so much, but we just need to make it work for now until those problems are addressed. Like I'll pass it along, you know, but it's they expect you to like, hey, I have a problem with this, fix it. It's like, but I can't just snap my fingers and fix it. You There's a process that needs to happen first. And then they just get all pissy and, you know, don't show up for work. That was in the past. We're actually doing quite well. Because, like I said, a lot of the people that were causing problems are not around. The whole rotten apple spoils the bunch shit. I truly believe in that.
From an outsider looking in and only hearing the complaints, do you see there being a solution?
Yeah, I mean if everybody communicates, of course. People need to compromise and communicate. Period. That's what needs to happen.
At what point do you think communicating should stop? In other
What do you mean?
words, is it worth being a broken record?
Well, no. You get to a point of like we've already talked about like what do you want? Like I, we're just talking in circles. I mean I've told people that I'm like I'm not like I'm not talking anymore because we just talk in circles. There is nothing that's gonna happen because I've shut people down because it's like we how many times are we gonna have this conversation? What do you want? And then they tell you and you're like, yeah, it's not gonna just happen overnight. And then they get mad at you because you can't do anything.
Yeah.
What?
EMS going to a 911. We're fine.
Oh, okay.
I think I think my big takeaway, Pixie, my biggest takeaway is that I do think that the current God, I hate using I fucking hate saying this out loud. But I'm going to say it out loud. I do truly believe that the current state of the police department is fixable. I really do. I just hope that moving forward, there are more productive conversations like there was today. Because today surprised me. And to be honest with you, even though we didn't agree on everything, yesterday surprised me as well when I spoke with Turner. And I can only hope moving forward that that's the case.
I mean, yeah. I just hope you guys are dealing with shit that's, you know, situational. I know there's SOPs for a reason, and I have this in my SOPs. If something happens, it's all dependent on the situation because sometimes it's just it is a dumb ass thing that happens, and it should be treated as situational, not just black and white. And you know, and people need to be willing to compromise and have some compassion and leniency for minor things and not make it a big deal. Because when you make it a big deal, that's when everybody gets miserable and, you know, it just crumbles. And that's just from you. What you're saying that you guys are doing more policing within yourselves than going out and doing it out in the streets.
I mean, it's not even an assumption. That's just fact. I mean, I'm not afraid to say that. That is just fact. The only thing hurting this current, I'm fucking tripping up my words. Let me
It's all good.
let me rephrase that. The only thing negatively hurting and affecting this police department is itself right now. I feel like we have our shoelaces tied, and we're slowly working out how to undo the knot.
I just, you can still be professional and, you know, do your jobs, but in the end, is it really that goddamn fucking serious for some shit?
Right now it is. I never thought in my life I'd have to sit and explain to a how do I say this without sounding mean? I don't think it's gonna come out any other way, and I mean this in zero disrespect to any of my captains. But I just had to explain to a captain yesterday. Again, all due respect, that people are on chopping blocks right now for making jokes, for having personality.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Are you fucking kidding me? Is it that big of a deal?
To be honest with you, and I do think this is genuinely where my concern is I do worry that the only people that do see it that way are the captains, and I think part of that comes back to, you know, policing ourselves. We got a lot of really great people with a lot of really open-minded, just exciting perspectives. Really good people. I just don't think they feel comfortable being themselves. And I don't think that there's a secret to it. And I don't think that this again ties into the whole culture thing. I think people are afraid to be themselves.
That's sad.
I will never change my ways. I know my limits, and people know that I know my limits. Yet I worry that the day comes that I get sat down and told that what I did was because I had a personality and it didn't actually have any negative effect on an outcome is very concerning.
need more personality.
That's the problem. I'm gonna be honest, Bixie. I'm gonna say something that could be the hot take of the fucking century. I don't think we need more personality. I think we have all the personality we need. People are just afraid to express themselves.
Who do I need to smack around? Swear to God. Just
I don't
that
know.
shit just needs to stop. Like fucking, come on. You could. Like I said, there's a way you could still be professional and still let people do their shit. You know, one of the people on the board that you know how the people we've hired at the hospital. I would have never hired those people at all because they're a little too quirky. But some of them have really, turned out to be amazing, and I see that. And sometimes they get a little too rambunctious, and I tell them to reel it in a little bit, and they do. And I'm like, hey, can we just take it down a couple notches and we're good? And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, fine. That's it. I can see that I don't want to make them miserable, but they do understand, like, hey, we can't cross this line. And they get it, and I let them do their thing, and just keep an eye on them. There's a way to do it, and there needs to be people in a position of power that can navigate that. And yeah, it's that just needs to happen. Let their little freak flag fly, but keep them in line. And they yeah, you don't want to kill their spirit. And I'm very careful of that because like I said, we have some very quirky doctors.
You know what my
But-
problem is, though?
One.
Because I agree with you, is that I think we do that in our shifts. Barrick and I had a conversation, and we both agreed that we are going to die in the hill of, we are not going to be, we can't speak for the whole PD, but we can speak on our shift. We're not going to be a shift that lacks empathy. We've been doing it in our shift. And you know what's crazy is the people that are having problems, I'm going to say it, it's been at a shift.
They have a problem with it?
Do you know how many times I've had to tell somebody, hey, listen, you're fine, but do me a favor, I need you to reel it back here? And that's as far as I've had to go. And you know what's crazy? The same mistake doesn't ever happen twice after that. They get the point.
Yeah. I mean, you treat them like a goddamn human being. And, like, I get it, but you gotta dial it back, please. They do. The people that are so, like, just militant about, like, you have to follow the rules, you have to do this. And I was kind of like that in the beginning, because, I was very serious and strict with stuff, but I've learned that, it just makes people miserable. You just gotta find a way to, work around it. And in the end, it's really not that fucking serious. Now, if they're going around, doing really dumb shit, then yeah, of course. But the minor stuff,
I'm trying to figure out if I can bring up the SOP stuff with you. I don't think I should right now.
that's all good.
I'm gonna wait, but I'm hoping that we see a possible resolution down the road.
Well, the conversations are happening, and people are aware of stuff that's going on, so that's a good start. You just need to
Oh, for fuck's
keep on
sake.
it.
Hold on.
What's happening?
I'm getting a call from the captain.
All good.
Hey, Cap, what's up?
Are you fornicating on duty?
Excuse me, sir? No. I'm not fornicating. I'm having therapy with my therapist.
What the
Okay.
fuck?
All right. I'll leave you to it then.
Thank you, Cap. Was I needed at that meeting? I saw that there...
No, we can have a chat after. That's all right.
Okay, that's fine. I can swing down in a couple minutes if you want. I think we might be wrapping up anyway.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Awesome.
We'll chat here in a minute.
Not a problem. I'll talk to you soon, Cap.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
McNulty!
Who accused you of fornicating?
I think Turner's pissed.
Why?
He just yelled at McNulty as he hung up the phone. Jesus Christ. McNulty thinks I'm McNulty thinks I'm doing the fuck right now. And I told him I wasn't. And he told me I should be off duty if I'm going to be doing the fuck.
The fuck?
He's one to talk.
Yeah, well. I have strong opinions about, yeah. Anyway, yeah, hopefully shit just starts, at least unraveling, unveiling, reforming. If things get fixed. Uh, you're all talking. People are coming back. Just you gotta keep on top of it.
I am. Trust me, I'm doing the best that I can, and I will continue to as best I can.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
Yeah. Doing the fuck? I swear to God.
I've known you for so fucking long. No pun intended.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm gonna say about that. I've known you for so damn long.
Uh-huh.
These bitches crazy.